What happens when centuries of tradition collide with the modern age? In Japan, Tenmyoya Hisashi calls it Neo-Nihonga. This is his radical reinvention of classical Japanese painting. Born in Tokyo in 1966, Tenmyoya started in graphic design before turning to fine art. Based in Saitama, Japan, he is best known for his development of Neo-Nihonga, which essentially means New Japanese painting. This style of painting takes elements and techniques of traditional Japanese art and transforms them into contemporary work. With a background of graphic design, he had a sharp eye for composition and clarity, and impressive skills, visual impact, layering, and precision, and generally a deep awareness of how media and imagery shape perception, especially in post-war Japan. He rejected how Japanese contemporary artists were imitating Western styles. His answer to that was not some nostalgic and passive return to the tradition, but a reconstruction of it. He coined the term in 2001 as a way to break away from academic Nihonga, which he saw as too polite and decorative. His paintings became filled with samurai, gang tattoos, golden clouds, divine beasts, and pop violence. He fuses street culture with religious or historical iconography. And these aren't without meaning. He critiques Japanese nationalism, pop spirituality, and cultural amnesia. He's both very conservative and critiquing nationalism at the same time. At first glance, the work looks like something you see in a museum of ancient Japanese art, with gold leaf backgrounds, intricate line work, and stylized figures in the style of elegant Edo period folding screen art. But when you look closer, you'll see samurai in streetwear, gang iconography, tanks, skulls, or Yakuza-style tattoos. He takes something so prim and proper and makes it raw and gritty, the same coat of paint. And he does use things like gold leaf, expensive mineral pigments, and expert-level ink and brushwork. His canvases are Japanese washi paper or wood panels. Using these old median techniques and his way of respecting and preserving the old ways. In 2010, Tenmyoya introduced another movement, which he called Basara. Basara has many meanings, but it is broadly associated with extravagance, rebellion, and unique aesthetic sense. The word Basara comes from a medieval Japanese term that described flamboyant warriors and nobles who defiled the rigid social order with lavish clothing, aggressive behavior, and a love of spectacle. Tenmyoya describes Basara as a way to represent and subvert stereotypical Japanese beauty, extravagantly, excessively, and destructively, in his own words. According to him, it is anti-Western, anti-minimalist, and anti-passive. It rejects very soft and restrained image Japan has within modern society. It's not cherry blossoms and Zen garden. It is violent and flashy. Not in a completely chaotic way, but in a very politically radical way. He is rejecting conservative Japanese culture in a unapologetically Japanese way. Some quotes from him I really like are, why is it that Japanese art is only associated when it's quiet, delicate, or spiritual? That is not the full story of Japan. He was asked about Western dominance in art. That's what he had to say about that. And when asked about his artistic mission, he said, I don't want to return to the past. I want to borrow from it, fuse with it now, and weaponize it. I want to talk about some of his specific works. This is Mickey Revived, revealed in 2020 in Hong Kong. It's a collaboration with Disney as a massive 3 meters in width. It's inspired by a work from 1150, a work from the Heian era. He took this insanely important national treasure of Japan and remade it with the image of Mickey Mouse, the epitome, the icon of capitalism and Western ideas. He very much bastardized the original work, and that's the point. He's questioning the spirituality and the idea of gods within contemporary society. Another one of his works I want to talk about is his 2006 piece Rhyme. It's an installation with 2 components, 2 paintings on the wall, and what he calls an anti-Zen garden. The 2 paintings are mirror of the same image of this massive battle of almost nude men clashing, riding decorated horses and tigers. In the masses of clashing bodies and weapons in the painting, there's no blood. The unnerving garden next to it represents the ongoing carnage in history's endless wars. Taking a beautiful garden and making it a blood ocean with skulls and viscera, it's a perfect representation of rejecting the quiet and reserved nature of Japanese culture. He says that Japanese art after the war became effeminate. I wanted to make it masculine again, strong, dignified, and wild. And while somewhat misogynistic, he is intentionally being provocative in his approach to making work and talking about it. Rhyme itself is a commentary on the nature of violence and the fusion of past and present, which is what Neo-Nihonga and Basra styles are all about, juxtaposing traditional aesthetics with modern subcultures. Tenmyoya critiques the romanticization of history and questions the authenticity of cultural identity. To wrap things up, personally, when I first stumbled upon his work, I was captivated by his masterful replication of traditional Japanese painting techniques, juxtaposed with strikingly contemporary subject matter. And that's what makes him such a strong contemporary artist, taking inspiration from pop culture, things like Sentai, Gundam, anime, and manga, broader media and movie influences. He intertwines elements of counterculture, mainstream culture, and traditional culture, creating artworks that are both visually interesting and thematically rich. I think through his Neo-Nihonga style and the Basra aesthetic, Tenmyoya not only bridges the gap between the past and the present, but also invites us to reconsider and engage with the complexities of cultural identity in a modern context.
生き方かもしれないな。生きる術っていうか、俺からそれ取ったら何にも面白くない人間だと思うし、ある意味全てかもしれないし。